There's a guy called Danny, plays the bassoon on YouTube every night to a gentle tune. With a gleam in his eye and a big brown bat, you click subscribe, you know you're coming back. Bassoon Dan on the screen tonight. Feel the groove, gonna be alright. With every note he lifts your day. Bassoon vibes chase the blues away. In every video there's a secret code, a joke or riddle to keep you on the road. His smile a beacon in the digital sea. You laugh and learn, it's a symphony. From Haspel homes to your gaming room, Dan's bassoon will make your heart bloom. One click away from a magic spree. Bassoon Dan is the key to glee. Bassoon Dan on the screen tonight. Feel the groove, gonna be alright. With every note he lifts your day. Bassoon vibes chase the blues away. From all school halls to your gaming room, Dan's bassoon will make your heart bloom. One click away from a magic spree. Bassoon Dan is the key to glee. Bassoon Dan on the screen tonight.
Alrighty. Good evening to everybody here. Welcome to the channel. Unannounced stream, but hey, why not? So, as you may or may not know, I am from Texas and I currently live in Texas. And today was a pretty big day. They just announced the TMEA 2026 All State Etudes. And boy, there's a lot to go through here. So, on my stand right now is one of the etudes, number 7. So we're going to take a look at each one of these. I'm going to practice them because I have not touched these in quite some time. So I'm going to be practicing myself. Tell you guys exactly what to look out for, what to practice, how to practice it, and we'll go from there. So before we start, I'm going to get my phone going here. So how's everyone's day so far? Ooh. Heck yeah. Sorry it's so late in the night here. Been super busy. Alright, I'm gonna do a quick sound check. Let me know if it's a little too loud. Okay, so I'm not performing it yet, right? Again, I'm practicing this. I have not touched this in a minute, so I'm going to take a look here real quick. Also, oh, okay. Wow, it just started. Man, it's, what is it, July 21st? It's already started. I swear, marching season starts earlier and earlier. Alrighty, cool. I'm going to go live on TikTok as well, because I know there's a bunch of high schoolers as well. Also, super worried about this, so let's do that real quick. are going to take a look at this. Alrighty, so this is etude number 1, or the fast etude. This is number 7 in the Milde. So we're going to take a look at this region etude. Hello to everybody on TikTok here. I am currently looking at the new TMEA All State etudes, so I'm practicing a little bit. If you want to take, or you want to have like a secondary camera at the music here, you can find me on YouTube. Okay. So presto, this is our fast ones in 6/8, meaning 6/8 notes in a measure. Each click of the metronome you're going to hear is an eighth note. Let's get it up to, I'll do like 100. Boom. Okay. Excuse me. So right now we are in the key of A flat major or F minor, right? Because in high school, at least, right, a lot of these Milde etudes are in a minor key. So right now I want to warm up really quickly with an F minor scale, a nice little 2-octave F minor scale. There you go. Alrighty, so now with minor scales in general, turn this off. With minor scales in general, there are 3 variants. The one I just played is called the natural minor, which is just, alright, we're going to play the A flat scale. We're going to start on F, low F to high F, right? Keeping all 4 flats the same. That is our natural minor. Now, in the classical music world, there are different variations. We have 2 more variations of these minor scales. We have a harmonic minor, which is you raise the 7th note of the minor scale. So F, G, A flat, B flat, C, D flat, E natural, right? It was E flat, now it's raised up to E natural, then F. So it sounds really cool, sounds really funky. I'm going to play it here. So that's the harmonic minor. Now for about 98% of classical era music, that is the scale most composers will use. So it's really good to work on your minor variants here. And now the third minor variant is called the melodic minor, which is you raise the 6th and 7th on the way up. So F, G, A flat, B flat, C, D natural, E natural, and then F. Right, so we have that going on, but on the way down we have to naturalize, or we have to make it go back down to our natural minor. So it sounds like this. Good. So those are all 3 variants, right? In this etude here, this jumps back and forth quite a bit between our natural minor, our harmonic minor, our melodic minor, and our relative major, which is our A flat. So we're going to warm up a little bit here. We're going to go with our A flat major scale. We're going to go 2 octaves here. A nice 2-octave A flat major scale. And there's your major key. Right now we're going to work on the natural minor variant. Good. And that's our natural minor variant, harmonic minor. now, our weirdest one, melodic minor. And there you go. And that's all of the minor variants plus the major scale. So now that we have that, our next step is to extend that F minor scale. So from low F to high F, that's our full range. Now, I don't have a high F key, I can't do a third octave, but I can get as close to it as possible. So I'm going to play just the super high octave here. And that's our F natural minor. Now we go for our melodic, or not melodic, harmonic. There you go. So now I can't really do the melodic minor part of this because I would need to go up and then immediately change back to our lower 6th and 7th. So, which is gonna sound really awkward. So, and also it doesn't go that high. You know, it's only high school range. So, duh. So, anyway, so that's that with that. For my people on TikTok, so I am kind of reading your things here. I am mostly live on YouTube right now. If you want to ask me specific things, or if you just want to take a look at the music in front here, you can take a look at my YouTube live stream right now. And I'm going over the 2026 TMEA Etudes right now. So, going over some practice tips and how to approach practicing this. So, alrighty. So that takes care of our key signature. Let's take a look back at the music here. Okay. So right off the bat, we have a bunch of arpeggiated patterns here, meaning it's nothing scalar just yet. But the first two measures are outlining the F minor arpeggio. So before we even do anything, I am going to play just an F minor arpeggio, which is 1, 3, 5, 8. So 1, it would be F, 3 would be A flat, and then C, then F. So F, A flat, C, F. Sounds like this. There you go. And that's our F minor arpeggio. Now you can extend it all the way up to C. And there you go. And that is our extended F minor arpeggio. You can also go down to low C, but anywho, that's the extent of this etude here. Everything I just played will be used in this etude. So let's take a look at it. Right from the beginning here, remember the metronome click is an 8th note here. We're going to take a look at the first two measures real quick. So again, we're outlining the F minor arpeggio. So F, A flat, F, C, A flat, F, etc. Right? The only one here that's not is that last D flat here. So starting at the beginning. And good, and pretty easy right now. Let's take a look at this third measure here. TikTok comments. I see. What reed do you play on? I play on my own reeds. Anyway, on the third measure here, we go into tenor clef. Now, I do have a whole video on YouTube about how to read tenor clef, so if you want a more thorough explanation of that, go watch that. Right now, all you need to know is that clef, this clef right here, the line that goes through it looks like open F. That is our flick C, or our high C. So, our first note there would be just like that. Yes, this is the Mill Day. TMEA Etudes this year were picked out of the Mill Day concert studies, so we're taking a quick look at them. Late night practice session. So, going off of that, C, our next note would be D, and then E, F, G, A flats. So, with the third measure, whoa. And that's measure 3. So we put it all together with the first two measures. And there you go. And that's the first three measures. Now, one thing that's going to throw you guys off, right, is the tie. And yes, I know for experienced musicians, ties are like, oh, it's not that bad, just count the right number, right? But remember, high school freshmen are going to be performing this. So if you get tripped up by the ties, I sincerely, please subdivide that high A flat. So if I were to practice this and I get tripped up by the ties, I could go. And make sure I tongue it the correct amount of eighth notes, which in this case is a dotted chord note gets 3 eighth notes, and then 1 eighth note. After that is the tie, so it's 4, so you tongue that note 4 times. Alrighty, after that, measures 4 and 5 are also outlining an arpeggio followed by a scale. So, in measure 4, we have A flat, F, C, which is also our F minor arpeggio. The next three are A flat, G, F, which is our scale. So, measure 4. And then the next, 1, 2, 3 measures after that follow the exact same pattern. It's the arpeggio that it's outlining plus a little scalar motion. So, if I were to play from measure 1, 2, 3, 4, continuing on, ta-da! And there you go. So, as you're going through this, the biggest thing here that will trip you up is the tenor clef here, right? It's in the middle of the staff here, and a lot of us, our brain want to go, oh, let's switch back to bass clef here, right? We cannot do that. We want to be really careful about switching back to bass clef here, okay? So, if you're new to reading tenor clef, I do suggest writing 1 note per measure, right? I do not recommend writing every single note, because in the long run, you won't learn anything, right? You won't be learning how to read tenor clef. You'll be learning to read your own handwriting. So, you want to be careful about that, and you want to take your time with this. And the biggest thing that's going to help out, right, is not even playing, right? So, oops, sorry y'all, wrong one. The biggest thing here is I want to finger and say the note names. If you can say the tenor clef names, or the note names here, you're able to play it. If you start to stutter, right, or forget the note names, or switch back to bass clef, then we can't play it just yet. So before even attempting any of the tenor clef stuff, you need to finger and say. So, let's say I'm like a high school freshman or sophomore, right? My first thing would be here in the tenor clef section. A flat, F, C, A flat, G, F, E, G, C, A flat, G, F, right? And then once I get comfortable saying that a couple times and fingering it, then I can play it. Yeah? Easy. Okay. Anyway, that's pretty much it with that part. So again, we're repeating and saying. So now let's take a look here. Right here. So we have a string of various different arpeggios. Now what makes this hard, again, is the tenor clef here. If you're in bass clef, this looks like, oh, it's a G major triad. So here we don't have a G major triad, we have a a D flat major triad because we're in tenor clef. So D flat, F, A flat, followed by C, E flat, A flat, which is our A flat. Now, if you have music theory experience or you know your arpeggios really well, I do suggest writing in what triads they are. So this is D flat, this is A flat, this is C minor, this will be, what is this? Ooh, we have B flat, D flat, G. Okay, so G, B flat, so G diminished. Excellent. And then you can do that with the next measure as well. So let's take a look here. F minor, and then E flat major, and then we have D flat, and then we have C minor. Now, if this is overwhelming, right? I'm not going stupid slow here. This is just how I think of it as a professional here. So we have a whole chain of different arpeggios here. The one that's probably going to trip you up the most is this one here, the G diminished, right? B flat, D flat, G natural. So right? So you put them all together here, but here's the thing. Before we even attempt to do all of this, because our first instinct, right? We all know that one high school bassoon player who on day one is going to go, oh, whatever, and try to go way too fast, right? So again, take your time. You have a very long time with these etudes. So I suggest going one group at a time. Let's take a look. Right? And until we get comfortable with reading all of that and switching back and forth between all of these different chords here, then we can really go for it here. So I'm going to play it all in a row here. Ta-da! Right? So we're gonna go back here. I'm gonna start back at the beginning here. So for TikTok, if you guys are following along, I'm on Middle Day Concert Study number 7 here. This is one of the TMEA region etudes. Ta-da! Anyway, and just like that, you're already read through 2.5 lines, right? It's that easy, okay? So, again, take it a step at a time here. A lot of the difficulty here is just trying to navigate through the tenor clef stuff here, okay? Now, the next couple of measures here is in bass clef. Great. So, again, the biggest thing here is watching out for the D flats. Anyway, TikTok. Hey, Hey there, David. Day's going great. Just taking a look at the TMEA Region Etudes here. If you want a more in-depth look, right, aka I have a second camera like right here that's pointing at the music here. You can check my live stream on YouTube. So just throwing that out there. If you guys on TikTok think I'm crazy talking to myself here. Anyway, so again, go through it really slowly. Look through all the tenor clef stuff here. I'm going to look ahead here. I'm going to see if I can get this a little bit faster and try to get it closer to performance tempo. Now, I don't know what the performance tempo is. I'm going to guess 80-ish. All right, just an attempt. I just want to try this out. Again, I have not touched this one in years. Okay. Anyway, so that's kind of how it's gonna go. I don't know what the max tempo is. I didn't write it down. But I can't imagine it goes much faster than that, especially at the high school level. So let's do like 92. Let me see how this feels. Oh. Okay, that's not too bad. I don't think it's impossible. Again, I've been playing this for a long time. I've been playing bassoon for like a million years now. So, not hard for me. Go at your own risk here. Take your time. Quality over quantity. I'm going to skip ahead in this one here. I want to point out a few things here before we move on. Where is it? All right, there. That's a tenor clef high C. Okay, so if you already don't know it, we should probably get that. That's the same high C as right a spring high C. So be really careful navigating through that. Let me see if I can sight read it. Whatever. Anyway, so that's enough with that. Fun fact, really fun fact about this piece here, because it's in 6/8 and it's in F minor, it's in the exact same key as everyone's favorite bassoon excerpt, The Sorcerer's Apprentice. So, here, I'll play the beginning here. It's in the same exact key, same exact key signature and time signature. So, do what you will with that information. I think it's just a really cool thing. I don't think you are required to play this entire etude. There is a stopping point. I don't know where. I just know it's somewhere on the second page. So, anyway, that's that with that. I don't think this is that bad. We're going to move on here to the slow etude for this year. I think it's number 3, which is actually one of my favorites. I love this one. One of my faves. Okay. Let me take a look here. Okay. So, Huh. All right, well, real unoriginal here. It's in the same exact key, so we have A flat major, F minor. Good news, we already warmed up with this exact thing. Hello, where's my webcam? Anyway, we already warmed up with this exact scale and key signature, so we don't have to worry about that. Now, with this one, there's a lot of 16th notes here throughout here. Now it's a 9/8 this time, very similar to our last etude. Instead of 6/8, we have 9/8, so extra 3/8 notes per measure here. So we have that. So the first note, our first dotted half note here, gets 6 whole eighth notes. So this is the eighth note here. Anyway. Hi, Zoe. Yes, it is late. But hey, the grind doesn't stop. Anyway, that was a slow one. Again, one of my favorite ones. I don't know why my webcam all of a sudden got dark here. Hello. Okay, anyway. That is the slow one. Really pretty. One of my favorite ones so far. My thing about this one here is you want to be really careful about all these accidentals, especially the ones that carry through the measure. So, anytime there's a B natural, double check to see if there's any other B naturals in the measure. So, I would highly, highly, highly mark it with a pencil. Again, we switch a whole lot between our tenor clef and our bass clef here. So, fingering and saying the note names could be very helpful here. Now, there are some arpeggios here, but unlike the other piece, these are slurred. Now, some arpeggios are fine to slur, some are going to be a little tricky. One of those is going to be anything going to our high E flat. So let's say like high G to high E flat. If you do the incorrect voicing, it sounds like, and you get that sound. So we want to make sure we move a whole lot with our face here and go, ooh, ah, it's going to feel really silly. And it sounds stupid, I know. But ooh, ah, it's going to be very helpful here. Right? But that's one of the challenges of playing any double reed instrument is you have to be really flexible with your embouchure here. Right? So, anyway. YouTube crowd, are we still doing okay over there? Yeah, yes, okay. We're still alive out there, please, please, please. Okay. Anyway, I know it's late, but do whatever you need to do here. Alrighty, let's take a look here. Anyway, TikTok, how are we doing out there? Everyone having an okay day? Oh, thank you, Edith. I appreciate that. I'm just some dude. I'm just some dude who plays. Oh man. What do I think about jazz bassoon? It's very niche. There's like maybe 3 people I can name off the top of my head that do it like really well. It needs more people to do it. I'm just not that person. I'm classically trained. I have like very little jazz experience. So my high school band never had a jazz band. So any tips for the tenor clef to help learn? Watch my video. I have a whole video on YouTube about how to read tenor clef. Watch that video. It'll tell you everything you need to know. Okay. Anyway. All right, let's get back to this. Whoa. Okay. I want to note this one grace note here, right? When you're first learning it, don't worry about the grace note. That's just the rule of thumb. Worry about the grace note later when you have the rest of the piece down. So, I want to run this part again here. If you're following along, this is the 5th line of the music, 5th line of number 3 of the Milde. Ta-da! So that's without the grace note. And so you want to get all these skips down. Again, a lot of awkward skips. You want to be able to get the flicking down correctly too. Again, I have a video on flicking. Go watch it. That'll explain everything here. Again, this is not like a formal like, all right, here's going to be a run through, because there's going to be like a million videos, or a million. There's like 3. There may be like 3 different people who are like, here are the TMEA All State etudes. Ta-da! So, I'm not going to go too crazy about it. I just want to get a little bit of this in here. I don't know how much of this you're required to play. I'm going to play a little bit of this here. I'm going to start from the beginning. I'm going to turn off the Met here. Again, one of my favorite Milde studies here. There is more to it, but again, running low on time here. It's just a short stream, and really, honestly, this one's not too bad. It does go up to high C. I do want to be careful here. Any tips for beginner bassoons? Watch my video. Top 10 tips for beginner bassoon players. I know it's a long video. It's like 20 minutes long, but I guarantee. But all of the information on there is what I'm gonna tell you on the stream. So go watch that, and then we'll go from there. Alrighty. Anyway, oh man, y'all got me sweating over here. All right, I want to take a look at the, where is it? The last line of the first page going into the second page here. This one's gonna be a little bit tricky too. I don't know if, again, I don't know if you're gonna have to play this far. I'm gonna guess yeah, but I'll play a little bit of this. Whoa, I can't see anything. I'll do this again. Anyway. Ta-da! And that's pretty much that. Oh, man, I'm sweating now. Okay, but yeah, so that's probably one of the hardest parts of the whole piece is that section there. Again, a lot of accidentals. Take your time. Go really slow. I mean, if you have to go stupid slow and just go. Then go for it. All right, YouTube. Yes, it is me. I think. I'm not sure. I might show you my ID or something. Anyway, that's it with the slow etude. I want to move on from here. What was the third one again? 15, right? So, this one. Okay, so totally different key this time. Now we're working with sharps. Sharps. Alrighty. Turn on the music cam. Okay. Right off the bat. 2 sharps. 2 sharps, 2 sharps, 2 sharps. F sharp and C sharp. We're in the key of D major. D major, or if you have to go to the relative minor, B minor. Alright, so before we continue on, we want to review the scale, the respective scale, and the arpeggios for this. So let's just play a nice D major scale. We'll do 2 octaves just to be nice. Yay, nice and easy. Let's do 2 or 3 octaves, why not? Yay, and that's 2 octaves. Pretty easy. Or 3 octaves, I can't count. So 3 octave D major scale, again, not required for high school. Something cool, something light. Alrighty, before we move on here, we want to do the relative minor here. So again, there are 3 variants of any minor scale. There's natural, harmonic, and melodic. We're gonna do the, let's do the natural first. So this is our B natural minor. I'm gonna do 3 octaves because I can. Whoa. Awesome. Now we're going to do the harmonic. Yay, all right, melodic. variants, and then we do the B, or let's do D major arpeggio. Good, and then we'll do the B minor arpeggio. Yay. All right, now we are properly warmed up for this entire piece here. Now, for most younger players here, if this is your first time taking a look at it, I know it's just a bunch of 16th notes, but here's the thing. No one is forcing you to play fast yet, especially when you're learning. You can go 1 E and my metronome can go down like 30. So, ta-da! Anyway, so that's at 40 beats per minute. You don't have to go any faster than that unless you feel absolutely 100% comfortable with that. Okay? So, anyway, this piece does go allegro, so it will go faster. The number one thing that's going to throw you off is most band kids, especially in the state of Texas, play music that's more flat than sharp. So reading something that's in a sharp key could be a little bit foreign, right? F sharps and C sharps especially are going to throw you off. Another thing that's going to throw you off is right at the beginning. There's an E sharp. E sharp is the same as F natural, okay? I don't have enough time to explain why it's called E natural. Just know that it's E natural, okay? Or E sharp, I should say. So yes, so F sharp, E sharp there. So anyway, a lot of basically anytime there's like an accidental, it's usually followed by a half step movement up. So for example, our E sharp goes up to F sharp, which is a half step. The next accidental that happens is an A sharp in measure 2. A sharp goes to B natural. Same thing with our D sharp, right? Etc. etc. Right? So it does move up like that, and that could be super helpful in case if you forget. I'm gonna try to attempt this a little bit faster. Ooh, let's do like 60-ish. Yay. Let me see if I can sight read the rest here. Whoa, what is going on here? Alrighty. Yes, it is center clef here, and I cannot read that. I think the B flat really threw me off here. Let me take a look at this real quick. Alright, we're gonna go half tempo here, cause ya boy can't read tenor clef. Relatable. Okay. Whew. Alright, now let's see if I can go full tempo. Okay. The G sharp is really throwing me off here. Not bad. I'm starting at the beginning here. Okay. Phoenix, yes it is. I'm reading number 15 right now, if you care to follow along here. Okay. Let's see if we can go faster. Woo! How long have I been playing the bassoon? Way too long. Probably longer than everyone in this audience here. Or longer than y'all have been alive. I'm older than I look. Anyway, we're gonna go faster. Because I can. I think this is about the tempo. Trying to see. Cool dude, it is not. This is the Milday. This is the other book. This is the Ludwig Milday Concert Studies, Volume 1. This is number 15 right now. Easy. Oh, the purple book. Yeah, that one. So this one is, yeah, this one is the first half. This is not the 50 Advanced Studies. This is the first half of the book. So the first half of the Weisenborn is basically like how to play bassoon for beginners, but it's very outdated because it was made in like the 1800s. So we don't really use that. I don't really use it. So I tore out the back of it. So the 50 Advanced Studies is in my case right now. And that's the second half of that book. Woo! Anyway, so that's probably around the tempo that one's gonna go. I don't see it going any faster. This is the moderately tempo one here. So, there's some really funky stuff here. I'm gonna take a look at it real quick. Alrighty. Whew, man. Okay, not bad, not bad, not bad. Trying to see here. Let me go a little slower here. Huh. Okay. I got it now. I got it now. I understand it now. I understand it now. I can get it. Alrighty, okay. I got it now. I got it. Oh, tenor clef. Okay, now I got it. That's the tenor clef that's throwing me off here. Story of my life. There we go. Okay. Alrighty, I will take that. Now we're gonna get it faster. I'm playing the TMEA All State Etudes for 2026 here in the state of Texas, or Milde's concert study number 15. So it's just an etude. Nothing crazy. Alright, let's go fast. Haha, whoa. Oh, wow. All these jumps are gonna kick my butt. Alright, I need to practice that a measure at a time here. There we go. Alright, let's put it together. Alrighty. It's that jump to F sharp. Come on. Whoa, and the tenor clef. Oh, this hurts. Okay. I need to take a break. Alright, let's take a break. I'll come back to that in a few minutes here. I'm going to answer some questions here. First off, YouTube, how are we doing? Are we still awake? Am I in the background? I don't know what's going on here. TikTok. Any tips for teaching a small master class? Alright, a couple things here. Depends on your age here. I'm assuming you're younger. If you are, never tell the kids your age. That's a big one. Right? As soon as they realize how close you are to them, they'll try to be your friend. Don't do that. Number one. Number two, if you're giving a master class to a group of other people, you already know more than they do, right? So as long as you come off, they all know you. All right, well, that's going to be tough. Well, you have to act like, even if you don't think you do, you have to act like you know more than they do, right? Because as soon if you have any doubt or if you show any insecurities in your teaching there, the kids will walk all over you. So put your foot down, tell them, all right, this is what we're going to do. You can be chill with them. You can you can talk to them, whatever, right? But don't let them walk all over you, right? Nothing will get done. So have fun with it. Don't hurt yourself. Is it worth it to get a master's in bassoon performance in the current market? If you want to, almost probably 98% of players that I know who've won jobs have some kind of postgraduate degree, whether it's a master's or even a performance certificate. So yeah, I'd say go for it. Why not? Especially if it's free, you know, it's extra education. Why not? Hello, hello, hello to YouTube here. Man, I am sweating. You guys don't understand. Oh man. Anyway, trying to see here. I'm gonna take a little break, answer some questions, hang out with the fans here. Here, why don't we pull up some music? You know, we're not doing that. Let's do Sansons. Why not? We'll keep it there. Oh man, TikTok, how are we doing out there? Okay, everyone's day going good so far. You're probably asking yourselves, why am I, depending on where you're from, why am I up so late? It is currently past midnight where I'm at. But you look at the clock. I don't know what the concept of time is, so I'm just practicing. Any of you guys here have the app Tonal, right? It's like Ray Chen's app, where it's basically like a microphone. Basically it's not a video live stream. It's just like an audio live stream. You just practice, and you record yourself practicing. So it's pretty fun. Middle Day Concert Studies in the back. Yeah. So this is actually volume 2, right? Yeah. Most of y'all probably don't even have volume 2. Volume 1 is where like most of the people use it to study. Volume 2 is where all the really hard stuff happens here. So the reason why this is on here is because one, I'm reading out of Middle Day 1, and number 2, I've used Middle Day 1 so much the covers fell off, so it's not as pretty. Trying to see here. Marcus Bonner case, rain cover. The rain cover that I have, it came with the case. So it's whenever I bought the case, it already had it there. If you don't have one, but you have a Marcus Bonner case, you can buy a replacement. I think they go for like $25 on Midwest Musical Imports. So they're not terribly expensive, but they do fit really nicely. So 25 bucks usually. Hey, Gabrielle, you have both. Excellent. Good. I mean, you have a master's in bassoon. I'm assuming you do. That's like our thing. So one of these days, I'm gonna break out the PR on a live stream and just play that. Really humble myself here. We got the PR. We got a bunch of other stuff here. I have just boxes full of stuff here. Most of which I don't use. I just carry the essentials. So Why Isn't Born, Middle Day, PR'd, and some other stuff. Oh, so you got the case used. Yeah, so like I said, mine came with it. Again, you can buy it straight from Bonna's website, or you can just get it at Midwest. So up to you. But I like it a lot. It helps me protect. Now it's leather, so it doesn't get as wet, but if you have like the non-leather cases, then it really helps out, because I used to have a non-leather case and water would just absorb in the case like crazy. So favorite edition of Mozart, the Universal Edition, UD. That's the one I use. To this day, I still do. Alrighty. Man, I gotta tell you guys, streaming both on TikTok and YouTube is so hard. I feel like I'm going, like, you know, for half the time here, so I'm like, Okay, I don't know why my webcam is so dark right now. I legitimately, like, see this lighting thing right here? I'm using this for, to, like, make this brighter. If I take this away, it becomes even darker. I don't know. Oh, something's happening. Because, like, if I take this away, it, like, auto-adjusts. Then I place it right here, and then it gets darker. So, I don't know what that's about. I don't know if I can change it on my end here. Oof, man. Can I filter? Let's go. Audio, video filters. Nope. Shift how do I do this? Color correction. Nah. I'm not doing any of that. Okay. Alright. We're gonna get back to it here. What bassoon I play on a Heckle 6000 series. Okay, let's get back to the grind here. You know, after taking a break, hey, that wasn't so bad. Call that a dry run. Alrighty. I'm trying to take a look here. So of all the 3 etudes, this one is probably one I've looked at the least. There is a key change to A major that happens later on, and man, there are a lot of sharps here. So I'm gonna take this slowly. Let's go 40. Oh, that's tricky. Oh, brain processing. Does everyone have that like experience where like you see like a double sharp and you're like thinking, calculating, and by the time you figure out the note, it's already too late? Man, that hurts. Okay, let me figure this out. Ooh, excuse me. Okay. Huh. It goes into major there. That's weird. Have I heard of Stephen Frost's Bassoon Concerto? No, I have not. Alright, let's put it all together. Okay. Weird. Let's go faster. There it is. Oh. Ugh. Okay. Let me see if I can make this faster here. Okay. Ooh, that's so weird. I don't like that. Oh, look at all these skips. Okay. Going slower. Let's... tenor clef. E sharp to A natural. Gross. D natural. Okay. I like this. That's pretty. Yeah. All right. I think I got this. Faster. There we go. I understand it now. Yeah. Alrighty. Let's move it back. Haha. Whoa. Oh, come on. Oof. Any tips on getting used to playing again? Play every day, right? It's you have to get consistent at that, and your face has to get used to that. So if you're picking it up again, it's like learning. It's like when you learn how to ride a bike. You already know how to do it. You just need to review yourself and do it a bunch of times. So, man. Now I just realized. There we go. I should probably mute that. Okay. So not too bad. So this is like our medium tempo. 2 months. You took off the whole summer, didn't you? Ah, come on. Look at the clock. It's time to practice all the time. Hence why I'm practicing at 12:30 at midnight here. Alrighty. So that's about 60 beats per minute. I don't see this piece going any faster than like 80. I'll double check. You know what? Let me pull up the TMEA website. TMEA.org. There we go. Okay. Band. Okay. Oh, whoa. This one. Okay. Click here for the etude list. Okay, bassoon. What is the bassoon selection 3? Play from beginning through measure 53, then jump to measure 68 with no break to play 68 to the end of the etude. Oh, boo. Okay. Quarter note 80 to 92. Okay, that's not too bad. 80 to 92. All right. Let me see. I'm gonna go at the beginning here. We go 92. Why not? Whoa, wrong key. It's not terrible. It's doable. Again, this is like my first day looking at this in like God knows how long. So, if I had to give it a grade here, do I think this is hard? Yeah, I think it's on par to about last year, maybe a little harder. I mean, I don't think it's as hard because 2 of the 3 etudes are in the same key. So, if we go back to number 7, now both number 7 and number 3 are in the same exact key. So, you master the A flat scale, you'll master 2 of the 3 etudes. Man. Alright, number 7's not too bad. How fast does this one go? I'm gonna take a look here. Come on. Oops. Wrong section. Alright. Dotted quarter note 84 to 108. Okay. So. Oh, that's not too bad. Huh. Oh, okay. Whoa. All right. I got it now. I got it now. Okay, that's not too bad. Okay, that's doable. I can get that. Number 3, I don't need to go over because number 3 is one of my faves. I do want to take a look at how fast this goes. Okay. Number 2, 88 to 104 is the 8th note. Man, that is slow. What? Okay. 88 is the 8th note. 104. How fast is 104? About here? Okay. That's not too bad, actually. Okay, so if I had to rank, or at least say which one's the hardest, I think number 15 is by far the hardest, for sure. It might be me, because I'm a little biased. Again, I've had more experience on 3 and 7 than I have 15. 15 is definitely the hardest one. I would recommend looking at that one first. Followed by number 7. Number 7's not too bad. Especially at the tempo. Number 3 could be deceivingly bad, but I don't think it's terribly hard. So, in terms of this year's difficulty, I think it's fair. I think it's fair for what's there. So, anyway, enough of that. I'm tired. I've been playing all day. So, I'm going to hang out here. I'm going to turn on some music real quick. Anyway. I do appreciate you guys being up this late. Right, not a lot of people tune into a Bassoon live stream. Unannounced, by the way. So, If you guys want to come and hang and chill out, ask me some stuff, that'd be great. Man. Strumming my pain with my fingers. Alrighty. Alrighty. Where is this thing? Anyway, for TikTok, this is my first time ever live streaming on TikTok, so pretty much the same here. Nothing crazy, except TikTok's real picky, but real finicky about live streaming here. Oh man, my head. Okay. Probably we'll have a new video coming out pretty soon. Probably by the end of this week is when I'll have a new video. And then besides that, I have a new short also coming out soon. Again, nothing crazy. But I also have a big project here. If y'all have been following me, I've been working on a Studio Ghibli cover, Kiki's Delivery Service. So that one's really cool. I'm finishing up some of the editing stuff. The music part is already done. I just need the cinematography to be done and then the thumbnail. So that should be coming out pretty soon if you guys are big into that. I also have another video talking about bassoon fingerings, right? Tricky ones, or at least not tricky ones, but commonly incorrect ones. So I will talk about that, tell you my recommendations on which one to use and how to use it, etc. Besides that, the next short's gonna be pretty funny. It does involve some tenor clef shenanigans, so that'd be cool. What else? Yay, guess the flavor. Guess which flavor this read is. Ooh. Cherry. Not quite. Close. It's not cherry. Do I play any other instruments? I don't play any other wind instruments. So, as a music major, I had to learn how to, of course, sing and play piano, but nothing else really. It is not cherry, in fact. It looks like it should, but it's actually not. Ooh, man. Anyway. I should. I probably won't make like a whole like tutorial video on the All State Etudes. This will probably be the closest you guys will get to it because TMEA actually has like an actual thing where it's like, oh, the person that picked the Etudes also recorded like a video and like, hey, this is how you should do it. So they will I don't want to take their platform away from them, so listen to them. They're way more qualified than me, so there you go. Masterclass at Interlochen. Like the summer camp stuff, or you mean like the actual school year? Because two different things here. Opinions on TMEA for Texas, which etude is the hardest? Okay, cool. In terms of difficulty, I think they're fair. It's hard, but it's not significantly harder than last year. The hardest one by far, after looking at all three of them today, number 15 is definitely the hardest. For the sake of, it goes pretty quick, and it's in sharp keys. So both in D major, B minor, and A major, F sharp minor. So for a lot of high school bassoonists, especially you know, like freshman, sophomore, they're gonna struggle a lot with the sharps. So number 15 by far is the hardest. Number 3 is deceivingly hard, but nothing crazy, and same thing with number 7. Deceivingly hard, but nothing crazy. Sonic the Hedgehog. That's a weird question. He's fine. He aight. He aight. He's okay. He's mid. But yeah, so TMEA Etude should be okay. Nice. 15's your favorite. Okay, that's awesome. I need to work on 15 more. Number 3 is actually one of my favorites here. I'm glad they picked it because it's such a pretty one. The thing about these Milday etudes that kind of like make me mad, or not mad, but like really upsetting. So in the state of Texas, there's like 2 etude books to pick out of. There's the Weisenborn, this thing, and then the Milday, right? The Weisenborn, I would argue, for high schoolers, especially older high schoolers, is a little too easy, and the Milday is way too hard. So then hence why whenever they pick a Milday, they never pick the whole thing. They have some like really just convoluted, oh, we're gonna stop here and then we're gonna jump to the end and play the ending, completely missing the middle part, which sucks because the middle parts are usually like the prettier parts, like the cooler parts. It's also the harder ones, but you know, I get it. And also it also makes the etude way too long because most of these Milday etudes here are 2 pages, so sucks. You're an academy student. We'd love to have you. Oh, awesome. I've never been to Interlochen. I've had friends that have gone both to the academy and then the actual summer camp stuff. It's gorgeous there, really pretty there. Just never been, so one of these days we'll see what happens. I have no connections to Interlochen whatsoever, so who knows. Trying to see here. I'm trying to figure out this live stream stuff here on TikTok. It's so weird. What the heck? Okay. Man. Okay. Okay. Hello. Welcome to the stream here. I just finished practicing. I'm tired. My face is beat. Would you know if being a multi-instrumentalist major is practical for being a freelance musician? Multi-instrumentalist, there's the pro and cons to that here. So being a multi-instrumentalist, yes, gives you more job opportunities, and most, like, let's say like you're performing for like a theater what's called program. Usually most of those jobs are like multi-instrumentalists, like switching between saxophone, clarinet, flute, etc. Right? So you will get gigs like that. However, you just won't be as like the best of whatever instrument. For example, I main bassoon. If I picked any other instrument, or if I spent any other time playing like clarinet or anything, there's a chance that I won't be as good on my bassoon as I should be. This is hence why my bassoon is the only wind instrument that I play. Yeah, so I mean it's practical, but I think being flexible with your musicality. For example, with a performance major, right? The big goal is like play with professional orchestra or bust. You know, if you learn how to be much more flexible on how you view it, you could do things like this right now, right? I'm a performance major. I decided to do this YouTube stuff. It's not bad. So keep an open mind and always be flexible with things, and you never know what doors you could open. Trying to see here. Piece with the bassoon solo. Do you have any recommendations? Depending on the skill level of your band, are you middle school, high school? What level are you? because if you're a middle school student, there's a couple of stuff. What solos would you recommend for a somewhat decent player? All right, when you say somewhat decent player, I'm assuming like middle high school ish, middle high school, maybe early college, up in that range. If I had to pick here, I'm trying to think, what's a good one? Any Galliard Sonata is pretty solid. I love the Galliard Sonatas if you want something Baroque. Vivaldi in A minor is not bad at all. Vivaldi in E minor is a little bit harder if you want something more challenging. Weber Concerto in F major. Trying to see here. It's a good question. Premier solo. It's flashy, yes, but it's pretty short. So, you don't have to go too crazy. High school wind ensemble. Okay, solos in high school wind ensemble here. Man. Oh man, my mind is racing right now. Why am I'm blanking right now? I'm sorry, it's late. If it comes into my head, I'll yell it out here. Yeah. So going back to your question, Liam. Yeah. So if you want something more show-offy, Premier solo is not too bad. Same thing with any Vivaldi piece. Galliard is like a safe bet. There's like 5 movements, but they're all pretty decently difficult, so it's not too easy. Still thinking of some high school wind ensemble solos here. Why am I blanking on some of these? Oh man. You know, it's funny. I don't know. In high school, I never really had that many solos, so I can't really tell you exactly which ones I got here. But hey, you never know. Okay. Playing bassoon in Turkey. Awesome. What time is it over there? I'm curious. $8:51. All right. Wow. Yeah, so where I'm at, it is 1 a.m. or close to 1 a.m. here. Okay, see, I was about to say Alligator Alley, but I feel like Alligator Alley is a little too easy for high school level wind ensemble. It's also just really stupid repetitive. So, like, it's like, yeah, it's like, here's the bassoon solo, and then it just keeps going, and it never ends. So, I'm trying not to say Alligator Alley. There's another piece called Kingsfold March by Victor Flowers. So Kingsfold March by Victor Flowers also does have a pretty cool bassoon solo. It might be a little too early, or not early, a little too easy. I'm running on like zero sleep here. All right, what editing program do you use when you're making a quartet with yourself? So all of that I use. So it's kind of convoluted here. So I record with 2 programs here. So I use Final Cut Pro to edit all my videos together, and I use Logic Pro to record all of the stuff. So like recording all the takes and then audio engineering and all of that. So it's kind of a mess here. I don't know what's the best way I can describe it. You know, we're gonna do this, a little impromptu tour. Here, we'll do this. Okay. So, this is my setup right now. So, ta-da, microphone, lighting, etc. All this stuff here. Hello, TikTok. And then my bassoon, front door, etc. So usually, instead of like having this table with the laptop and the live stream stuff here, it would be a bunch of microphones, like a stereo set of condenser microphones up here. And I would record the audio and then the video at the same time, and I would sync the audio with the video. So anyway, so that's kind of the current setup right now. Okay. But yeah. For practice, time ratios of audition pieces, etudes, technique, long tones. I usually don't put a set number to them because, different days require different things. For example, when I was younger, I used to do like, all right, I'm gonna warm up for a whole hour, which is a lot. An hour is a lot, and that includes breathing, that includes long tones, scales, vibrato, etc. Anyway, so yeah. Trying to see here. What was I just talking about? But yeah, so I used to do that, but it's really just depending on what needs to be done first. Sometimes I bounce around, so it used to be really structured, like long tones, scales, etc., etudes, audition material, right? So it's nice to think about, and it's really easy on in mental aspect of like, all right, it's structured, this is what I need to do. But there's a lot of times when you're working on etude and it's like, oh, I really need to work on my D major scale, and so you go back. For example, Marriage of Figaro. Maybe you're working on Marriage of Figaro. You work on that and you realize, man, my left hand is really wonky. I need to go back and work my scale. So you go back and you incorporate that at the same time as your thing. So now it's to a point where like I kind of start with the etude, or I start with the excerpts, and then I dictate what fundamental work I need to do with that as I'm figuring it out. So for example, I would sit down and I go, all right, let me work on bolero. And then I would play my high B flat, and then I would notice, okay, pitch is a little wonky. I'm gonna slow down, work on pitch, come back to bolero. And so I'd work on it like that. So it doesn't really answer your question. It's whatever is comfortable. So there you go. Opinions on the Craft Geek music stand. Well, luckily for you, I made a video about that already. So go watch it. Music is worth pursuing as a career. Now, I do plan on making a video about this later on when the channel's bigger, I guess. It's a hard question. It's a hard question because a lot of it depends on the context, right? Regardless of which musical path you go, whether it's ed, performance, whatever, music is usually like more I wouldn't say cost effective, the opposite of cost effective. It costs a lot of money to be a music major. You have to buy your own instrument, you have to do this and that, etc. Right? So it does take a lot out of you, right? I'm very broke. But again, you're trying to follow essentially a hobby here, right? So you pick the hobby that you really love doing. I still love bassoon to this day, right? I picked it up in middle school, never got tired of it. And once I got good enough at it, I was like, yeah, I should pursue this. It is significant, job market wise, it is much harder than say like an engineer, computer scientist, etc. Right? Job market is much more niche and much smaller. Having said that, it just means you would have to try much harder to have more of a solid career, right? So, for example, like as a performance major, top goal is always, all right, win a job with professional orchestra, and then you're set, and you have stability. Right now, I don't plan on doing that because I want to explore other venues or other avenues of how to approach different ways of making a career in music, right? So social media is such a big thing, the internet is such a big thing nowadays, right? And it's blowing up here. And I wanted to see what happens if I experiment with having a YouTube channel and seeing if this will open up more avenues for other musicians to do their own thing. So I'd say pursuing music is like what's it called? What's the saying here? I'm blanking on it right now, but it's a double-edged sword. That's what that is. So again, you get it's really cool, right? And I make it seem really cool, on the internet and everything, right? But I mean, there are moments where I wish I had more of a solid like 9-to-5 job career-wise, right? But again, you make it work, you work really hard, and you get to where you're at. So, if you do pursue music, especially early on, it's never too late to switch. There are plenty of people I've known who went through all the college and everything and then decided to switch. So, don't feel like it's like, oh, it's the end of the world. Personally, I think 18 years old is a little too young to figure out what you want to do with the rest of your life. So, follow what you're good at. Do something you're passionate about. No matter which direction you go, always give it your 100%. Ooh. Struggling with slurring B major 3 octaves. Ooh, that's a gnarly one. Good luck with that. Good morning from Finland. Yep. Oh, nice. Morning, Finland. Anyway, where I'm at, it's 1 a.m. So, or if you look at the clock above me, it's practice o'clock. So, there you go. You know, I realized for my TikTok fans, they probably don't even know I play bassoon. Okay. There you go. Okay. Out of curiosity here, how many of you have who have a bassoon, do you have a name for your bassoon? Because I'm curious. Have you ever had to move for work? I have not. Which is, you know, a curse and a blessing. Luckily, the city I'm from is a pretty big city, so there's tons of opportunities here. 9 a.m. in Finland. Alright, so good morning. Bassoon models you recommend for incoming freshmen that has 3 years of experience with flutes. So if your school doesn't provide you a bassoon, if you had to rent one, I would rent a Fox for sure. Right? If your school doesn't have a Fox, or wherever place doesn't have a Fox, or you can't purchase a Fox, you can use Schreiber. Anything cheaper than a Schreiber, I don't trust. Just letting you know out there. So, anyway, Samantha is your bassoon's name. Nice. Nice, nice, nice. Anyway, it is 1 a.m. here. I'm gonna say goodbye to TikTok right now, so I'll let y'all go to sleep. Do whatever. I'll post some more stuff later on. So thank you, TikTok. I will still be live on YouTube if you guys just want to mosey on over there. So goodbye. Cool. Anyway, now that that's over, I can show you my phone setup here. Ta-da. So this is what I use for like pretty much all of my shorts here. I recently made the upgrade of using a MagSafe. I used to have the little like thing, the clamp here, but watch this, ready? Yeah, super useful. Alrighty. Trying to see here. I don't have, but Tommy the trombone. Nice. Video of Hertzberg explaining his bevel. I have. So I make my reeds in the Hertzberg style, so I'm very familiar with all of that and beveling and everything. So that's for anyone that's wondering. Yeah, I do Hertzberg style. I'm very like Hertzberg fanboy. Yeah, he's the greatest. So that's how I grew up as well, and how I, you know, judge my bassoon model, my bassoon sound and everything. Okay, video audition due in a couple weeks, and I was wondering what your opinion on having a metronome on a stand. I would suggest not having the metronome at all. Usually in an audition setting, you want it to be as close to performance as possible. So no metronome, no tuner. So if you do decide to use it, you'll get some points deducted, but you know, it usually common audition etiquette is that you have no metronome. My flute's name is Flauta. Okay. It's like naming my bassoon Bassoony. Or the other name for bassoon, which I'm not going to say here, because YouTube was going to demonetize this very quickly. when I make my reeds, I do GSP. I used to do whole tube, but the thing is, it's so much work to process your own cane for like saving a couple of extra cents. I don't have, and also it's like I said, it's very time consuming. I don't bother. I don't bother, so I just do GSP. I'd rather pay the extra to save some money. Which, by the way, I should have some cane coming in tomorrow. Can't wait. Can't wait for that. Huh, okay. Man. Okay. I'm gonna take questions for like 5 more minutes and then I really should go to sleep because, again, 1 a.m. here. What type of cane do I use? I get most of my cane from Barton cane. Again, Hertzberg fanboy, so pretty much everything is Hertzberg shaped. If not Hertzberg shaped, it's Rieger 1A. Which cane? I've been using a lot of Rigatti. I've used for like Gonzalez for a number of years, but I switched to Rigatti and I've been having a lot of success with that. What's the other one? Madeira's okay. I'm trying to see what's the other one. I can't remember off the top of my head. But yeah, that's you mostly use Rigatti now. I buy it from Barton cane. Sometimes I've tried Midwest's musical imports for cane. I've also tried Miller Marketing for cane as well. So, ooh, man. Where's my webcam? There we go. Lavoro. Lavoro's fine. I feel like I had like a really iffy batch. It was hit or miss with me, with Lavoro. Nickel finish off Amazon for marching band. Trying to think. I don't know much about trombone. For marching band, usually if you want to march with a trombone, usually people go with like the cheaper, like the trombones without the F trigger. So that's all I know about it. I don't suggest buying anything on Amazon. I just know I'd rather you just march with the beginner horn. That's just my opinion. I'm not a trombonist. I don't know. Up to you. Early in my reed making journey. Good, excellent. So, with reed making, especially early on, the number one thing to focus on. Hold on, let me move this closer. Number one thing to focus on is consistency. How consistent can you make your reeds once you find something that works, right? Because you want the last variable to be the quality of the cane. Right? You don't want it to be you. So find cane that works. It depends on like the weather, honestly. I know it's such a double reed thing to go, it's the weather that ruins my reed, but it really does. So find one that works for your environments and then get consistent from there. Make them all the same. Oh. All right. It's so weird. You want some Inception here. Come on. I'm watching my own live stream from my phone. This is really freaky. Like, as a content creator, this is really freaky. Okay, I gotta stop looking at that. Okay, anyway. I think thank you again for joining me on this very impromptu stream here. I don't even have a thumbnail for this stream. It's just my face. So, again, this is probably the closest I'm gonna get to like working on these TMEA etudes here. I got to teach my own students and give a bunch of other master classes about this. So, what keeps you passionate about bassoon? Y'all, everybody here, all the fans, all of the followers, subscribers, and everything. Everyone here really helps me out. So it's really nice to come and I log in every day and people are like, yeah, this is so cool. So but the whole point of this channel is to make the bassoon cool. So just like me, because I'm totally cool, right guys? But yeah, no, it keeps me passionate. Just the nicheness, the uniqueness of the instrument itself also helps a lot too. So keeps me very passionate. So again, it's mostly y'all. So thank you. Anyway, I am going to end it here. Again, I got some more content coming out soon here. New short and long form video probably by the end of this week, depending on how fast I can get that going here. Bassoon Dan merch. It's like you read my mind. That might be coming soon. I'm working on a few designs here, and hopefully a website. I don't know. So anyway, stickers. Yeah, we could do stickers. We could also do reed cases. Who knows? Or a T-shirt. Something light. We'll see what happens. Besides that, you can catch me on whenever. I will be probably live streaming again at some point. Maybe not this. Maybe a reed making live stream. So I'm gonna go to sleep because again, it's past 1 a.m. on a, what is it, Monday? Yeah, it's on a Monday, now Tuesday. So I'm tired. Anyway, I'll catch y'all around. Stay tuned for some big videos, big projects coming in soon. So I'm real excited. So goodbye, good night. You can listen to the Bassoon Dan theme song. Here we go.
There's a guy called Danny, plays the bassoon on YouTube every night to a gentle tune, with a gleam in his eye and a big brown bat. You click subscribe, you know you're coming back. Bassoon Dan on the screen tonight. Feel the groove, gonna be alright. With every note he lifts your day. Bassoon vibes chase the blues away. In every video there's a secret code, a joke or riddle to keep you on the road. His smile a beacon in the digital sea. You laugh and learn, it's a symphony. From Haskell halls to your gaming room, Dan's bassoon will make your heart bloom. One click away from a magic spree. Bassoon Dan is the key to glee. Bassoon Dan on the screen tonight. Feel the groove, gonna be alright. With every note he lifts your day. Bassoon vibes chase the blues away. From orchestral halls to your gaming room, Dan's bassoon